Monday, which means we are talking money. All this month, we will be looking at what it means to be financially literate. And joining me today is Sterling Nielsen, who is the CEO of Mountain American Credit Union, who is here to give us a few tips about the most basics of financial literacy, which we're talking budgeting. And I think if I budgeted a little bit better, I would be better off.
Absolutely.
So let's start with the first step. How do you put together a budget?
Well, first of all, what is a budget? A budget really is
the first step. You have to know what a budget is.
Well, a budget is just a plan. It's a plan of where you plan out what you're going to be doing so you can achieve your financial goals. So we start with the basics. We start with what income do we have coming in, and how can we use that income? So we want to make sure we start with the more important expenses. We want to make sure we have a house, so you start with the mortgage or rent, utilities. We want to be able to eat something, so make sure we have some food, and then we can move on to some of the less important things, some of the discretionary like entertainment, but making sure that we have everything in that plan and include savings, because we need to save for those emergencies.
Well, I've heard that the most important thing you can do is pay yourself when you're creating a budget.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, make sure we can do that. Make sure you invest for the future, investing for retirement. But there's always good to have just a little bit set aside so we're not so tight in that budget to where we can't move in case something happens, like a car breaks down, somebody gets sick. We want to make sure we have some funds set aside for that.
So a little bit of wiggle room there. What are some of the most common budgeting mistakes people make?
The common budgeting mistake is they don't track anything. They don't have a budget. They don't have an idea what's going on. And when they do spend, they don't track that. And it's amazing how much money is wasted when you track it. It's amazing what you learn. So once you're in there tracking it, I mentioned also the big problem of not working together as a family. The spouses need to talk to each other about the budget and have a common agreement on how they're going to spend money.
Aren't there a lot of financial tools that will help you track what you're spending and saving?
Absolutely. It's always important to put something down on paper. Whether you write on paper, use a spreadsheet. There are programs out there like Quicken. A lot of financial institutions offer resources. Mountain America has a resource called My Money Manager that will help out tracking these expenses.
And categorizing it so you know where your money is going.
Absolutely.
Now, what about people who may already have a budget? Is it important to kind of revisit it at some point?
Absolutely. I'd recommend revisiting it regularly. And I go so far as to do it monthly. As I know things have changed, I make sure I make the additional adjustments so I make sure that I'm on track to where I want to go. So I know what my goal is, and I know how I'm going to get there and when I'm going to get there.
Well, again, it is Monday, which means it is Money Monday. Thank you so much for being here, kind of getting us smarter on how we spend our money.
I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.